Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Bryndís, and today we're doing the New Year Same Me tag. So this tag was created, it's a spin-off, and it was created by James Rucola from a tag which was originally created by Kevin Towle. Sorry, I will put, you've seen it on the screen and I'll put it in the description, those channels that created these tags. And it's just fun, kind of a spin-off of the New Year New Me tag. So this is the New Year Same Me tag. I was tagged by Nikki at my messy bookshelf. Thank you for tagging me, and thought I would do the tag and have some fun, because it's really some fun prompts here to explore a little bit. So there are actually 8 tags plus the last one, which is just to tag other people. So let's just get into it. Prompt number 1, regrets. What is one book from your 2024 reading goals that you regret reading or that haunts you? So I cannot say that I regret anything that I read last year. There was nothing that was like specifically disturbing or that impacted me in such a negative way that it, there was, I read so many, mostly just good books last year. And I'm very strict as well with DNFing books. If I don't like them, I think I only DNF'd like 2 or 3 books last year, and I just seem to have gotten really good at selecting books. But there is one book, although, in spite of that, there is one book that I do kind of regret the reading experience of it. I don't regret reading the book itself. It's Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. Now, I don't regret reading this book at all. It's a really good book. Obviously, everybody, I feel like almost everybody knows about Emily Bronte, the Bronte sisters, and this book obviously is very famous. I think that the thing that I regret is that last year I had created for myself a 7-month reading project of reading all of the 7 novels by the Bronte sisters, by Charlotte, Anne, and Emily Bronte. And I started with Charlotte on the 1st of, in January, and then I read 1 book a month until July when I read this one. So this was the last book of the 7. And I think that, I don't know. So I read it in July when I was, for the most part, off work and just on my annual leave. I read so many books in July, and I was reading this as part of the Bronte sister project, my own project, but also as part of Jane Austen July, as this is set in the Regency era or period, or part of the Regency period. And I don't know if I was just reading too many other different type of books. Jane Austen is obviously romance, but it's also there is brutal social commentary in her books, but it's much kind of lighter. It's witty. The commentary, the sarcasm and everything is witty. This is not witty. This is so maybe I don't know. For some reason, it didn't fit well into my reading month that month. I had a bad experience with this book. I did not like this book. I can recognize that it's a really good book, but the characters were just horrible. So, I don't know. So there's something about the experience of reading this book that I wish had gone differently. And I do definitely want to reread it at some point to try to fix my first impression. But yeah, so I don't know. I kind of maybe it's not good for me necessarily to do like an author project like that, or a time-bound project, reading an author. I didn't really like the audiobook. I should have just DNF'd the audiobook and read this book physically, or tried somehow to find a different audiobook. So the experience I just really didn't enjoy this book, and I would like to try to enjoy it. So I want to give it another chance, but yeah, I wish it had gone differently. Let's just leave it at that. Prompt number 2, Penitence. What is the one book on your 2024 reading goals that you feel guilty for not reading? No. There is no book on my list that I feel guilty that I didn't manage to get to. I didn't necessarily have any specific books on the list. I wanted to read Victorian authors. I read lots of Victorian authors. I wanted to read some Russian authors. I read a lot of Russian. I read one Russian author, really. I read a Russian author, like the War and Peace, which is like one of the biggest books that I wanted to read. I don't know. The one thing that I kind of wish I had would have been nice is if I would have been able to finish my Halldór Laxness project in December. So I had a 12-month project in 2024 where I wanted to read one book a month by Halldór Laxness, the Icelandic Nobel laureate, and I didn't manage to finish the last book in December. I finished it in January. So it would have been just really nice on the page in my reading journal if it could have been just 12 months. But it's not a big deal. I don't feel guilty about it for sure. And, I don't know. I don't feel guilty about, even when I would make strict TBRs, if I don't get to a book, I don't get to a book. It's not a big deal. I have plenty other things in my life to feel guilty about. Reading is definitely not one of them. Prompt number 3, the Albatross. Are there any books you had on your 2024 TBR that you're glad to say you won't read in 2025? No. There were no... because I didn't really have any specific books on my 2024 TBR. It was more like types of books. No, there's nothing that I didn't get to that I am happy that I didn't get to and that I will not be getting to anytime soon. I did attempt some cozy mysteries because I'm a huge Agatha Christie fan, so I figured I would love cozy mysteries. But the ones that I read last year, I really hated. I thought they were just silly and fake sounding, and they all took place in the 20s and 30s in the UK, and I don't know, it was just, I thought I would love them, but I hated them. I don't think I hate cozy mysteries, because I've been reading the Marlowe Murder Club, and I love that. But, and I'm sure, and obviously Agatha Christie, So, I will probably need to keep on giving these kind of historical cozy mysteries a second chance, as well as maybe trying to find some classical, modern classic authors who are writing mysteries. But that's kind of the only thing that I'm kind of disappointed and I'm not necessarily excited about trying in 2025 are these kind of historical cozy mysteries. So if you have any really good ones that you know about, please leave them in the comments, and so that I can keep on giving this kind of sub-genre a try. Prompt number 4, pruning. Have any 2024 books led you to reconsider any long-term reading projects? Oops, sorry. Yes. So as I said before, I kind of already answered this a little bit. So I had a 7-month Bronte project last year, and I had the 12-month Halldór Laxness project. And I think that is probably not the right structure for me for a reading project. Because I don't know. I was just kind of tired. It took too long to read the 7 books. It took 7 months for the Bronte sisters. And I'm thinking that if I would like to read an author or like authoresses like that, I should probably just not have a time-bound project. Just read them until I'm done reading them, and then I can sum up the project, or just not have projects like that at all, or maybe have like a month long. I'm just gonna read this author for this month, and we'll see how many books I'll get to. Something like that. I think that might be more sustainable. I think these long-term projects, I don't know, because I think at heart quite a mood reader. It can be a little bit tricky sustaining that interest over many months. So I'm thinking that I lose steam. So I'm thinking that maybe not having time-bound projects, just think, okay, I'm just going to read this author until I'm done reading him, or until I'm sick of them, and then I'm just going to read someone else, and not have these number-based projects, basically. So that's something that I've definitely learned last year, and which is a good thing. So now I can reflect on that and change my habits. Prompt number 5, lie and follow. What is one author or genre that you are taking a break from in 2025? I actually have nothing here. All that genres that I'm reading, I'm going to continue to read. Fantasy, mystery, classics, different type of classics, historical fiction, thrillers. Those are the books that I really enjoy reading, and I'm going to continue to read those. And there is no author that I've been reading. Well, maybe Brandon Sanderson. Not because I don't like him, I really do. But I'm going to finish the Mistborn series this year, but I also want to read, like it's called the Way of Kings series. I can't remember the name of Stormlight Archives. He obviously has thousands of books, basically. So I definitely want to read more of his work. I really enjoy him as a fantasy author. But I might, after I finish the Mistborn series, maybe I'll take a break from him and then just to kind of read other fantasy. Because I have quite a lot on my physical TBR, and it would be nice to experience some other authors for sure. But other than that, I'm just loving all the types of books I've been reading, and I'm going to continue to do that. Prompt number 6, the Scape Goat. Are there any formerly favorite authors that you're not going to read in 2025? In 2024, I did put Neil Gaiman on my goals. I read 2 books by him. I loved both of them, but I don't think I'm going to be reading anything more by him. I think for obvious reasons. Prompt number 7, stay the course. Is there a series that you started last year that you might complete this year? Yes! Obviously the Mistborn series, as I said already. I have 2 books plus the novella left, and I'm sure I will be able to finish those in the next 12 months, or 11 months actually. So I will finish the Mistborn series, and I am enjoying it. As I said, I've just been in a physical book reading slump, and I don't have them as audiobooks. Also, I finished the Poirot books in January. I had been reading them since last year. If you want to count them as a series, and there are definitely like these series that Agatha Christie has, like Miss Marple, Tommy and Tuppence, and stuff like that. So that I don't necessarily have any plans of finishing all of Agatha Christie this year, but I am going to continue to reread her books, so we will see what happens. But apart from that, there are no series on my horizon that I can remember. I might start some new ones this year, for sure, but all the series that I'm already in the middle of, the next book in order to finish the series are not coming out this year, so it's a little bit tricky. But yeah, basically just, I think, the Mistborn series. And then we have prompt number 8, Breaking Walls, a bonus prompt. Do you have a non-book related goal for 2025 you wish to share? So I have only one goal for this year in like every aspect of my life, and that is to finish my PhD. Plan A, to finish the PhD in November. So that's the only thing that I'm focusing on this year. But but I mean, I have other smaller goals, like trying to get back to regular exercise after I have a herniated disc in my lower back. It's finally starting to get better, but slowly I'm hoping to get back to then, exercising, which is something that I used to do quite a lot, and just, enjoying life, basically. But the PhD is going to be like all-encompassing in every aspect of my life, to finish it. And then the last tag is to tag others, teamwork. I'm doing this tag a little late, so I think that basically everybody that I would tag have already been tagged or already done the tag. So I'm just gonna tag all of you who are watching. You can maybe leave your answers in the comments if you don't have your own channel, but if you do have a channel and you're doing this tag, please let me know as well. Sorry about the noise, they are clearing the streets of snow. But yeah, I'm gonna finish. Okay, so please do the tag if you haven't already, and I would love to see your videos, and have a good one. See you next one.